everyone, welcome back to the series CAs in Different Profiles. So let me introduce myself. I'm CA Kavita Dhakar and I have cleared my CA finals in November 2020. Currently, I'm working with Infosys as an Oracle Finance Functional Consultant. So today we have CA Akansha on our channel and she is working in corporate financing, and we'll ask all the relevant questions to her, like what are the interview questions if you want to go in the corporate financing, what are the skills needed, and how is the monetary growth, non-monetary growth, work-life balance, and everything. So let's get started. So Akansha, my first question to you is what is your educational background and when did you clear your CA examinations?
Hi everybody. I finished my CA examinations in November 2015, and I also pursued my MBA from IIM Lucknow post that, and I finished my MBA in April 2022.
Okay, so Akansha, in which profile you're working? Like, what is your job description? What is your actual role in your organization?
Okay, so right now I'm working in corporate finance, which largely entails about fundraising, which is raising debt and equity for a company. And right now my role is more focused towards raising debt for the projects that my organization sets up. So yeah, that's been a profile, and I've been in this profile for almost more than 6 years now. So my first job post qualifying CA was in this domain itself, which also includes M&A advisory and the likes of it.
So, is it client facing or what exactly do you do in this role?
So, right now you can say that because I'm working for a corporate, so corporate is generally the client for, say, big fours or advisory firms like that. But in general, if you want to say that it's a communicative role or not, yes, I mean, it involves a lot of communication from and with various stakeholders, which are both internal and external, and which includes like communication with investors, bankers, internal teams, external teams, lawyers. So yeah, largely, I mean, I would say that probably I'd be making on a busy day, I'll be making like 50 odd calls on my phone. So that's the kind of speaking that you have to do in this role.
Okay, so that means lots of communication skills are required. Okay, so my next question is like, how much experience do you have in this profile? What is the relevant experience for you?
So since I mean, post my qualification of my CA, I have my first role was largely like in M&A advisory. So I used to work in an Indian CA firm wherein we used to work at small ticket size transactions for raising private equity for clients. And since then till now, the role has been largely around corporate finance. So you can consider that like around 6.5 years now.
Okay, so that's great. You have 6.5 years of experience. So my next question is like, this 6.5 years of experience is in the single company or you have done the switches?
I have made it's my third job, this, and this current job that I'm in right now. It's been, I think, now more than 4 years now. So this has been a little consistent, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so my next question is relating to the monetary growth. So if you're doing the switching between companies in this profile, then how much hike can you expect? You don't need to tell the approx percentage, like you can give the range, industry standard basically.
So again, like hikes and all, honestly, like I would like to break this myth and bust, which probably a lot of CA students might have right now, is that there are definite hikes. There are not. Hikes are governed by the kind of organization you are in. Sometimes they're governed by the situation you are in. Suppose you're desperate to make a move, so you'll be okay to take a 10% hike also and move in an organization, right? And but you know, to talk about uh, I mean, to give an exact percentage would honestly be not a right answer to this question, because I mean, there is a very standard industry hike which is there almost, and again, like the kind of profile that you're moving into, the kind of team that you're moving into, and the kind of, suppose, I mean, if you want to move to an M&A advisory role, so you'll be okay to go from an audit role to an M&A advisory role with a pay cut also. So again, like no standard hikes, I would rather say. And most importantly, your hikes, your annual hikes in a company depends on the kind of work that you do, on the kind of ratings you have. So they are largely governed by that. I mean, your bonuses and your ratings both.
Okay, so that's good to know. So my next question is, in which industry you're working? Like, what is your industry type?
So I'm working right now in the renewable energy sector. So I mean, I'm involved in raising funds for solar, wind, and hybrid power projects that India is currently manufacturing, or in fact implementing. So yeah, that's the industry, would say, renewable energy industry.
Okay, so my next question is, if you want to switch, then what are the options available for you? Like, what is the scope? So, if you like, you can switch in industries who are working in renewable energy sector only, or you can go in any other industry who are working in like who have a corporate finance department kind of thing.
Largely any industry for that matter, because the skill sets for corporate finance are pretty standard. I mean, industry knowledge is something, yes, obviously we should have. Like, probably if I switch to an FMCG industry, then I might find a little more difficult because I'm not from that background. But it is not impossible because the technical skill sets are more or less the same. You might need to grunt upon the industry knowledge a lot, and figure out that how that industry works to be able to get a job there. But not just industry, there are so many other options available. You can move to a bank, you can move to a government organization, you can move to Reserve Bank of India. Not in the same role though, I mean, but like associated roles you can move into. You can also move into venture capital, you can move to a private equity fund. So I think just restricting ourselves to thinking about moving within the industry is not should not be the right approach. One should always work with eyes and brains both open, and be open to every possibility, not restrict yourself in just app industry mein karo. So we CAs kind of like have this habit of celebrating a niche. It's good. I mean, you should have a niche in your background, and niches are very important also. But at the same time, it's being a generalist also isn't bad. So you can swap multiple roles, you can swap in different kind of organizations, and also make a career out of that.
Okay, so it's good to know that there is so much of scope in this profile itself. So my next question is, how is the work-life balance in this profile? The kind of mental peace you have currently?
Work life balance, again, see, corporate finance is again like a very critical role for a company. And work life balance, again, is it can be seasonal also. In few of the months you might be like having a little lean work, and in few of the months you might be having little hectic work. And once you're a finance professional or you're a CA, I think you've committed to something which is very important for the growth of the economy. So one is that having a whole what do you say, discussion about work life balance will not help you in deciding anything, okay? Because like one day you are busy, one day you're not busy. So I would always tell everybody that try and choose a profile with which you associate yourself a lot. I mean, you like the work a lot, so even if the days you have to put in more effort in your work, you won't mind putting those extra 2-3 hours. And I'm sure everybody in the CA fraternity, the logo that we have, that the one who stays awake at night is the one who is more ignited, right? So yeah, I mean, that should be the motto when you really committed yourself to working in this field.
Okay, so the next question, which is very important. So, if anybody is looking for the corporate finance as a fresher, then what should he prepare for the interview? What kind of interview questions are asked in this profile? What can he study?
Yeah, assuming that you're talking about a fresher, so obviously this role requires little technical skill sets in terms of negotiations and all, which you get to learn when you grow in this profile. So that is not expected out of a fresher, but I'd say that don't miss on your basics, because and the core strength of being a CA, which is understanding the financials of a company. So credit analysis is a very important part of this job. So you should know that how the financials work, and the ratio analysis should be on your tips. And if somebody asks you that uh, if there is an increase in revenue, so what will be the corresponding impact to the ratios and all. So these things should be pretty like at back of your mind. And of course, financial modeling is one good skill set to have. I understand that, as I mean, in a curriculum we're not being taught aggressively about that. But in today's era, internet is there are so many other platforms wherein you can learn so much free of cost also, and by paying some money also if you want to do that. So financial modeling is one skill which definitely like is important for this profile, and would let you unlock the next level. And this is just the technical aspect, but I would say one just advice I'd like to give, that a lot of people miss it. Whenever you're going for an interview in a company, just be thorough about that company. What does that company do? And first of all, understand what is your role going to be about, and what would you be expected to perform in that role. So that gives you a lot of sense of confidence, and of course it also gives a lot of sense of confidence to the interviewee, I mean, who's interviewing you, that you know about the industry, you know about the company. and sometimes you would not be even asked technical questions, and whenever you're able to impress the interviewer about that, oh yeah, I know about this, I know this about the company. So that is also something which gives you an extra added advantage, and definitely all of us should really work upon it. And we should always practice and rehearse questions well beforehand. I mean, to ease your anxiety out, just practice your questions, rehearse, do it twice, do it thrice, and I'm pretty sure that you are all CAs, and you've done the hard work, and I'm sure interviews are going to be pretty buttery smooth for you. Don't worry.
Okay, thanks. This was very valuable to the freshers, all these skill sets which you have told. So, my next question is that are you happy with your job? Like, are you satisfied? Do you ever regret not being like in this profile? Like, do you ever have a thought that I might be in auditing or taxation, that it would be better? So, how do you feel about this profile personally?
No, I'm largely, honestly, like very happy with the role that I am in right now, and it was a very conscious call that. One very very fortunate thing about CA, and which a lot of people think it's not a fortunate thing, is the articleship, wherein you are supposed to do the real hard work, and it really makes you understand, gives you a good flair of the kind of work that you'll be expected to do. So you know that you like audits or not, you will get to know in the 3 year time. You like tax or not, you'll get to know in 3 years of period of time. So that's good enough period for you to decide. So I knew what is my calling, like mergers and acquisitions and corporate finance was something which really excited me, and I thought that I should move little bit away from the traditional CA role. And yeah, I mean, that's worked out in my favor so far. Let's hope the same story continues. But yes, I'm happy, and fortunately, like when you work in a corporate finance kind of a role, it's not that you're completely away from the flares of audit and taxation. I mean, you'll be involved in discussions wherein all of these issues will keep on coming up, because when you speak to banks and when you speak to investors, right? When you speak to investors, so they keep on asking you queries about, like, suppose that this number is coming in the audited financials, so can you explain this number? So you're always in touch.
Okay, so thank you so much, Akansha. I hope all the audience must have got some valuable information from this podcast. So thank you very much for that. And in case if you guys have any doubt, then I'll give your LinkedIn ID in the description box. Is that fine? So that you can directly DM her and ask whatever questions you have, which is being left in this video. So thank you so much once again for attending this session.
All right, thanks, Kavita. Wish you all the best. It's a nice enterprising effort that you've put to bring awareness in the CA community. So all the very best for that. Keep rising and keep shining.
Thanks once again. So let's end this video here. And if you guys like the video, then please like the video and please subscribe for more such useful content. Thanks for watching.